In the heart of a forgotten forest stood the old Marlowe mansion, its once grand facade now a skeletal remnant of a bygone era. The mansion had been abandoned for decades, a place shrouded in rumors and ghost stories. Locals spoke of strange occurrences and eerie noises emanating from within its decaying walls. Despite the warnings, a group of friends, driven by a blend of curiosity and bravado, decided to spend the night in the mansion. Little did they know that the shadows held a sinister secret waiting to be uncovered. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the friends, Liam, Sarah, Ethan, and Mia, arrived at the mansion with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The air grew colder as they stepped inside, their flashlights cutting through the oppressive darkness. The grand hall, though dusty and decrepit, still held a faint echo of its former splendor. They set up their base in the library, a room lined with cobweb-covered bookshelves and old portraits whose eyes seemed to follow them. Laughter and playful teasing filled the air as they began to explore the mansion. The tension eased, and they grew more comfortable as the night wore on. It was around midnight when the first strange event occurred. A cold draft swept through the room, extinguishing their candles and plunging them into darkness. The friends chuckled nervously and relit the candles, but the atmosphere had shifted. An uneasy silence settled over the mansion. Sarah, ever the skeptic, suggested they investigate the basement, a place they had deliberately avoided until now. Reluctantly, the group agreed and made their way to the basement stairs. The descent was steep and treacherous, and the air grew colder with each step. At the bottom, they found a dimly lit room filled with old furniture and dusty relics. Suddenly, Mia let out a blood-curdling scream. The friends turned to see her staring at a mirror on the wall. The reflection showed not just their own frightened faces, but something else, shadowy figures moving behind them, their forms barely perceptible. The figures seemed to whisper, their voices a haunting murmur that filled the room with an eerie dread. Panic set in as the shadows began to materialize, taking on human forms with hollow eyes and twisted features. The friends tried to flee, but the shadows seemed to cling to them, whispering chilling secrets and dark promises. Liam, desperate to escape, grabbed a dusty old book from a nearby shelf and began to read aloud, hoping to dispel the malevolent entities. To their horror, the words from the book seemed to amplify the shadows' presence. The figures closed in, their whispers growing louder and more insistent. The friends scrambled for the stairs, but the shadows surged forward, their cold touch making every movement feel like a struggle. In a final act of desperation, Sarah threw the book into a fireplace, hoping the flames would consume the darkness. The room was engulfed in a burst of light, and the shadows screamed in agony as they dissipated. The friends, gasping for breath, fled from the mansion, never looking back. The Marlowe mansion stood silent once more, its secrets buried in the shadows. The friends never spoke of that night again, each haunted by their own nightmares and the whispered promises of the shadows that had nearly claimed them. Years later, the mansion was condemned and torn down, but some say that on quiet moonlit nights, you can still hear faint whispers carried on the wind, as if the shadows are waiting for new souls to wander into their grasp. And so, the tale of the whispering shadows lives on, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks in forgotten places and the thin veil that separates the living from the unknown.